It's a new day, and it went much faster than I expected it would. I came to work and finished all my typing, filing, and being harassed by Catherine by noon. After being late all last month, it's good to get back to my usual work habit. I tuned out Hunter last night and was in bed by 7. It was the hardest thing I have ever had to do. I know that confession makes me look sad, but getting myself off to Hunter's freak show helps me to survive. Nevertheless, I sacrificed the luxury to be on time this morning. Kay Schuyler has been in her office drinking her life away. I check the handwritten calendar I keep on my desk. Travis had a meeting scheduled for all the agents at noon, but Catherine was too busy to be removed from her office. Husband and wife were supposed to share lunch right after the meeting, but Catherine ordered a bottle of wine for herself. Catherine had a stack of papers in her office waiting for signatures, yet she had me deliver them to Travis unsigned. That was embarrassing. Travis then hit me with the bomb that the dinner party will be tonight. All of a sudden, the minute hand on the clock started to tick slowly. There was a time I hated to punch out of work in general, early or late. No surprise that feeling only lasted a month of me working under Catherine. By the second month, I was trying to get my work done just to leave within hours. With this dinner approaching, I'm conflicted about how to feel. Just to distract me from the building anxiety, I decide to be an adorable pain in Hunter's ass. With Catherine passed out drunk at her desk, I have nothing but time to burn.
Are you excited about your date tonight?
I frown. I don't think I'm going tonight.
Why do you insist on breaking my heart?
I'm not breaking anything. I just...
Shush. You are going.
I said, I don't think I'm going.
There is no, I don't think, or maybe. You are going. We're going, and we're going to spend a whole lot of the company's money on food we'd never buy on our own.
Thank you for putting your foot down. You made the decision easier for me, I reply sarcastically.
This may be my only chance to see my OTP beyond these walls.
You know I don't keep up with your television obsessions. What does that mean?
One true pairing. You and Travis.
Hunter makes a heart with his hands. Would you stop saying that? I slap his hands down. And why are you so loud? His office is right there.
The Nile is not just a river in England.
It's not. You are very stupid.
Everybody can tell there's something there. Hell, even Stevie Wonder can see you like him. Why do you think Catherine hates you so much? Watching you chase Travis's dick around the office is entertaining as hell, but Kay Schuyler losing her shit is far more delicious.
That's not true. That's ridiculous. Catherine drinks, so she hates everyone. I try to make sense of Hunter's ramblings. I don't chase him. Isn't that what you'd do?
I'm too professional to chase him.
Hunter gawks at me with a serious face.
I'll lasso his ass and drag him to me.
We both laugh. Travis suddenly steps out of his office, startling Hunter and me. My lower lip hides away between my teeth to stop my giggles. I hope he did not overhear the chat Hunter and I just had about him. Trying to play it cool, Hunter and I wave at the boss. However, Travis does not acknowledge us. His head is high as he walks past, but his hand rubs through his hair. His blazer is gone, and his other hand is wrapped in his tie.
Shouldn't you follow him?
Hunter teases. Shut up. I snap without taking my eyes off of Travis as he walks away. Something's wrong.
How can you tell?
It's in his eyes. Couldn't you see it? I turn to see Hunter grinning at me. What now?
I didn't say anything.
Hunter leans back and props his feet up.
You said it all.
I decide to leave Hunter alone since he's being a pain in my butt now. As I walk away from his desk, I can sense Hunter making faces behind my back. I glance over my shoulder and catch him sticking his tongue out. I return the gesture and we both laugh at our childish behavior. Before taking a seat behind my plain desk, I knock on Catherine's door to see if she needs anything. She doesn't answer. Through the glass walls, I see her back is still facing the door. My fingers wrap around the doorknob with the hope that this is not the day alcohol kills her. That will ruin my afternoon. Go away. She yells as soon as the knob clicks open. I pull the door close as I mumble, I hope you drown in your sleep. I don't sit at my desk as I originally planned to do. Sitting in that stiff chair will only depress me at this moment. I do not get the luxury of a padded seat with wheels like Hunter has. I've asked, but the request goes in Catherine's sober ear and then disappears before it reaches the drunk one. Instead, I head to the break room where the chairs are far more comfortable. As soon as I step into the room, I see Travis fiddling with the first aid kit. He is struggling to open the plastic box with one hand. When he gets the kit open, band-aids, wipes, and other supplies fall over the tabletop and floor. The tie slides off his hand and I see his palm is cut. I gasp, "Mr. Hamilton, are you okay?"
I didn't hear you come in.
He sounds a bit startled himself.
You're much quieter without Hunter.
It's a habit. I'm a pro at sneaking around. I bend down to gather up the supplies on the floor. He kneels to assist me in cleaning up his mess.
I'll have to remember that.
I started thinking about what Hunter had said yesterday. Does Travis look at me a certain way? I glance up from the floor to look at his face. He looks at me and grins. I quickly drop my eyes back to the ground as my face warms up. I hate when Hunter is right. I pick up the tie and see blood on it. You hurt yourself, you might need stitches.
I'll be fine.
Travis extends his good hand to help me up as we stand. He tries to clean up his wound with one hand. "Sir, you're making a mess," I say, trying not to laugh.
I'm doing my best.
I'm pretty sure I can do better. I do have both hands after all. I use an alcohol wipe to clean his cut. Travis flinches at the sting, nearly snatching his hand from me. I clear my throat. "Might I ask what happened?" He shakes his head with a grin.
My frustrations got the best of me.
That's a bit vague. Do you want to elaborate?
I decided to take a page out of Catherine's book. Went to have a drink, but I broke the glass as soon as I picked it up.
Wow. You're stronger than I believed you were. Dummy. I was supposed to say that in my head. That was rude. I'm sorry. Travis is laughing.
No need to apologize. I thought the same thing when the glass broke.
I smile, tearing my eyes from his. What were you frustrated about? He is silent. I cross the line again. I don't know why I'm so chatty today.
No, you didn't.
Travis pauses before saying.
Have you ever made a commitment and then felt you could not see it through to the end?
I try to bite my tongue, but the laugh comes out regardless. Yes. All the time. There are days I just want to quit and do the dance from the end of the wheeze. Travis isn't laughing.
Did you call my wife a witch?
Crap. I'm getting fired.
You're very generous.
He says.
I've called her much worse.
I look up from his hand to see him grinning at me. Travis does not appear upset in the least over my comment.
I don't want you to quit, but I do want to see you dance one day.
It's not a big secret that Travis and Skylar have a rocky marriage. Names, even some antiques, have been thrown during their infamous disputes. In the beginning, when I was just an intern, I saw how hard Travis fought to restrain himself around his wife while at the office. Skylar starts every argument, attempting to get him to step out of character. Even when Travis negatively reacts to his wife, he is never painted in a bad light around the firm.
Why do you do that?
Do what, sir?
You'll make eye contact for a moment and then you'll pull away.
I get nervous.
That's something we have in common.
I find that hard to believe.
Why?
You're not the nervous type. At least you don't seem that way to me. You are confident and a natural leader. You don't demand respect like self-conscious people with authority. People respect you because you are relatable and genuinely care for them.
That's nice of you to say, but you'd be surprised at how nervous I get.
I just don't believe it.
I get nervous around you all the time.
I stumble over my words. Why me? You're the agent with the CEOs of billion-dollar companies on your client list. I'm only
a smart young woman with a bright future.
That's nice of you to say. It's all I can say as I finish wrapping his hand with gauzes. All done. You probably should still have a doctor look at your hand.
If I ever get the time.
He wiggles his fingers.
Thank you for saving me from myself.
You'd be surprised at how many times you saved me from myself.
Really? I thought your savior was Hunter?
He's the one who makes the trouble in the first place.
Well, at the risk of sounding foolish, I'm glad I was able to help you when you needed it. Hearing you say that made my day.
I hand Travis his tie. Even saviors need to be rescued now and again. I unload most of my baggage onto Hunter, so he's busy enough with my issue, but if you need a willing ear, I'd be happy to listen. Nerves keep me from coming right out with it. Somewhere in the middle of my sentence, I wanted to change my mind. Now that it's out, I'm glad he knows he can look to me as a friend. He almost looks surprised.
I will keep that in mind. Thank you.
I am out of words to say, and we are left in awkward silence. He is staring at me with a wide grin on his face. I, on the other hand, am looking at everything else in the room. The awkwardness in the room is rising to an uncomfortable level. Slowly, I walk backward toward the door, deciding it's a good time to leave the break room. I turn to exit and slam my forehead into the door frame.
I didn't think you'd need saving so soon.
His hand is on my shoulder. I meant to do that. I cover my forehead with one hand and slide out the door. Everything was going so well. How could I turn into a dork so damn fast? I am disappointed in myself for that foolishness. I hear Travis speaking, but I take off running anyway. Down the hall, around the corner, and straight to my desk is how far I run. I sit in my stiff chair and see the lights of the office phone all flashing. Without a headset like Hunter has, I have to manually pick up the phone and place every caller on hold. It is mostly referred clients calling for meetings and agents on lower levels wanting to speak with Catherine. After placing a handful of calls on hold, I press the pre-dialed extension button to connect with Catherine's phone. It rings and rings and rings before the voicemail picks up. I try again, but the ringing repeats with no answer. Looking up from the phone for a moment, I see Travis standing down the hall. I turn my chair around, scratching the floor until I am facing the wall. I pull many of my wild curls down over my forehead to cover the growing lump. I was on cloud 9 minutes ago, and now I'm down in the slums with the other filth.
Hello?
The caller yells in my ear. I lie and say, Catherine is out of the office at the moment. Without taking a message, I hang up the phone. Other angry and impatient callers hang up before I reconnect their lines. I reach back for my cell phone on the desk. Through the reverse camera, I look at the lump on my forehead. It's smaller than it feels. I use the camera to glance behind me. Travis is no longer standing down the hall. There is a strange man, however, approaching my desk.
Is Catherine in?
She is currently. I turn my chair around. Sleeping. Do you have an appointment?
She's expecting me.
He adjusts his tie, quite smug in my opinion. His upper lip curls slightly into a barely visible grin. His stiff, combed back hair looks like shiny cement on top of his head. There's a dark twinkle behind his green eyes and a bad vibe washes over me. I pull my gaze from his greasy, black locks to pick up the office phone and press the pre-dialed extension. The phone rings 3 times before an angry, slurry voice invades my ear.
This better be good.
Miss Montgomery, you have a visitor.
Does this visitor have a name?
I thought you were expecting him. A mister. I look to him for an answer.
She knows who I am.
I try to hold in my heavy sigh of frustration. Since when did that count as an answer? Catherine is going to kill me, or just yell at me for the rest of the day. Catherine hears, however, and approves of his answer. She hangs up her phone and is quickly opening her office door. Wow. The alcoholic aroma still lingers, her red eyes are wide open. A welcoming grin is spread across her face as her right hand runs through her now loose hair.
You're late.
He walks toward her.
No, I'm right on time.
His lips move close to her face as he speaks. Instead of connecting his mouth to Catherine's lush lips, he enters the office, leaving my boss breathless. Coming down from the high, Catherine catches me staring. Her teeth press together and she snarls at me. The door slams shut and the view into Catherine's office is completely cut off when the blinds are drawn. The glass is now covered by thick, beige-colored panels.
Who's the nosy one now?
Hunter's voice makes me jump. I turn to face him. Did that seem strange to you?
Baby girl, you're the only strange thing these eyes focus on.
Hunter strolls around to my side of the desk. I doubt that guy was a client.
By the looks of it, Kate Schuyler is his client. Not the other way around.
I look at Hunter, shaking my head at his comment.
Don't shake your head at me. You know you were thinking it.
Hunter uses his thumb and pointer finger to push the corners of my mouth up. I slap his hand away. I like to think Catherine respects her vows to Travis. We both burst into obnoxious laughter. Hunter even sheds a tear from laughing too hard.
I almost thought you were serious.
A loud thump echoed out of Catherine's office. It's a sound we both know all too well. Hunter knows from real-life experience, and I only know from spying on my roommate. It's the crashing noise of heavy books, stacks of papers, and pen holders being swiped off the desk and landing on the floor. The ultimate take me right here, right now act is about to commence behind that locked door. My head falls and my cheeks get warm. Hunter grins.
Get it, girl.
Lucky me, I'll get called in to clean up the mess when the event is all done. That covers reorganizing her desk and fallen books from the shelves, sending a breakup gift to the office of this man, as well as taking care of her dry cleaning. I have to do all of this while keeping Travis in the dark. I gave up that last job a long time ago. Travis knows, we all know. He just hasn't caught her in the act, yet. Now that is something I'd pay to see. However, the cleanup will not come until morning. Well, my shift is over. That mess is not my problem until Monday. Hunter takes my hand to pull me out of my seat. As I stand before him and might I say looking pretty damn good in my navy blue skirt and white blouse, he takes my seat. He doesn't even glance at the seductively tight material stretched around my hips. Hunter drags my chair closer to the door. I slap his shoulder. What are you doing?
Shush.
I press my lips to his ear. No. Get up. We are leaving now. My attempt to whisper shakes his eardrum. He pushes the chair back.
You are excited to have dinner with Travis.
Damn. I completely forgot about the dinner. My head hurts. I'm not going.
I thought we were done with the excuses.
It's not an excuse. I lift my curls to show the lump.
What am I looking at? You have a big-ass head. So what?
Another thump comes from the office before I can respond. The second thump is much louder. I grab Hunter from the chair. Come on. If we leave now, maybe I'll go to dinner with you.